good, YouTube, and welcome to another Kaiba Starts Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today, we're here with another review / opening of a structure deck, and this is the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck. I know I'm a little late on it, but this is an absolute banger, and it's got tons of little tech pieces that are just great in general, but of course, that are bombing for a Blue Eyes deck. So we'll pop right into it. We won't give any spoilers away in terms of what's on the back. I know a little bit. I don't know like every card, but if this is your first time, you know, we won't spoil too hard. We like to kind of go through cards, take a look at them. So immediately, we got that Maiden of White, extra shiny. We'll set that to the side though, and then let's see if we can pop this out of here. Hold on a moment. Hold on a moment. She's in there a little rig-jigged, a little sideways. Might have to pop her open and a little extra here. A good side note though, if you have any ideas for empty, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh boxes and stuff, I always kind of collect them thinking I'm going to do something with them or come up with some kind of DIY project. So like, what am I going to do with that structure deck box? You know, it's got some sick art on it. But bam, immediately, we see some crazy sauce. We'll have to pull the little smoke pack strip, if you know what I'm saying. We will remove that and look through what we got here. Great time to make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you like this content, because we do this very often, as well as deck profiles and other Yu-Gi-Oh content. We got the Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon, 2 level 8 dragon monsters, very saucy. Cannot attack directly unless it is a normal monster. It's pretty cool. Obviously, you choose sauce with a Blue Eyes. I'm gonna move my scissors here. We got Spirit with Eyes of Blue. And this is definitely another deck that I will probably pick up some more of. Another, like, structure deck. To sauce up and make a Blue Eyes deck. See what kind of cool sauce we can pull together. Another Maiden of White. Very good. Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Very nice, very nice. I see the sauce there. Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. I'm also I'm kind of surprised this one didn't come with like a little rule set paper board, you know, paper play mat, but I guess they just figured no one really uses them. Neo Kaiser Seahorse. Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. The Kaiser Seahorse stuff is pretty saucy, though. Just an all-around half-decent card in general. Majesty of the White Dragons. Very cool. Of course, we got some Blue Eyes sauce, and they're going to throw in Alti Arts out the wazoo, which you gotta just love. Very nice. Great way to, maybe even if you just have, you know, like 3 of the same Blue Eyes, you can, you know, sauce out for some Alti-Arts. Speaking of alternative, you know, Alti, Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, a nice little sauce piece. Very good, very good. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, amazing. Other cards you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon once per turn, and can only activate them while Blue Eyes White Dragon is on your field or in your graveyard. If a card on the field is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from the graveyard, sorry. If it was there when this card was destroyed, or hand, even if not, at the start of the damage step, if this card battles, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and return it to the hand. Pretty saucy little stuff. I love just the, you know, obviously I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since it, like, started up way back, so seeing Blue Eyes get so much sauce, and, you know, it really coming together as a functional deck is really cool. I won't go too hard into what exactly I would throw into the deck profile and what numbers, because we'll save that for when I do a deck profile. So, you know, make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see that, and, you know, so that way you can stay kind of tuned for when it does drop, which will be fairly soon. Dragon Spear to White, another little classic-y boost up. Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon, obviously just crazy. You gotta love it. And it's good to just have those chaos forms, you know, for other sauce. Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon, also very nice. Very, very nice. The White Stone of Legend. If this card is sent to the graveyard, add one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the hand. You know, lots of sauce, of course, with it. The White Stone of Ancients. Special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck. Okay. Even saucier. Even saucier. Sage with Eyes of Blue. Another Sage with Eyes of Blue. And a third Sage with Eyes of Blue. Of course, it is just a decent little tech piece. When this card is normal summoned, you can add one level 1 light tuner from your deck to your hand, except Sage with Eyes of Blue. And you could discard this card, and then target one effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your deck. You know, so much potential there for teching out just into any Blue Eyes sauce. Master with Eyes of Blue. When this card is normal summon, you can target one level 1 light tuner in your graveyard and add it to your hand, and you can shuffle this card from your graveyard into the deck. Then target one effect monster you control, send it to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard, other than the sent monster, and you can only use the effect once per turn. Pretty good. Oh, we got some of the D sauce. It'd be cool to just form up a Lord of D, you know, Dictator of D, of D deck. That's something I also want to make. Very good. While you control a Blue Eyes monster, you can choose the attack targets for your opponent's attacks. You can only use each of the following effects of Dictator of D once per turn. You can send one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or deck to the graveyard and special summon this card from your hand. You can discard one Blue Eyes White Dragon or one card that mentions it, then target one Blue Eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon it. I would like to see, too, how it could kind of sauce in with some Toon Blue Eyes stuff. I think there'd be maybe some cool tech there, and I don't know if I've really seen much of people doing that. Nibiru, of course, just amazing. Another great reason. The Ash Blossom, the Effect Veilers, another great, just 4 great reasons to pick up this deck here, especially for beginner sauce, you know, people who are just starting out, or you're maybe forming up a new deck. Great meta busting sauce here. For sure. Chaos Form, absolutely nuts. There's lots of potential with this for a couple different decks. I think I only have one other copy of it, so another reason to get another hit of this deck. I'd say I'd probably at least pick up one more, but we'll see. Ultimate Fusion, very, very saucy. Here it is. During the main phase, fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon or Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon as material by shuffling the material mentioned on it from your hand field and or graveyard into the deck, and you can destroy face-up cards your opponent controls up to the number of Blue Eyes White Dragon and Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon used from the field as material. So very good stuff, and it's got fusion in the name, so you might be able to tech that in with some other sauce. The Melody of Awakening Dragon, that Lord of D, or, you know, just of a D kind of sauce for more dragon potential. Gotta love it. And you get 2 copies, which is pretty saucy. Mausoleum of White, very good too. Blue Stream of Destruction, you gotta just love. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. But your Blue Eyes White Dragon you control cannot attack the turn you activate this card. Kind of funny. One of those ones that I'd probably have just one in to meme up hard. But you never know what kind of potential you could tech in with, just in general. Trade-in. out the wazoo. Of course, the level 8 sauce with the blue eyes. Called by the Grave, just another amazing card you get with this little package here. True Light, another card you gotta love right here. Your opponent cannot target Blue Eyes White Dragon in your monster zone with card effects. If this face-up card is sent from the field and spell card, or from the spell and trap card zone, sorry. If this face-up card is sent from the spell and trap card zone to the graveyard, have a stroke, you know. Destroy all monsters you control, and you can only use the effect of True Light once per turn. You can only activate one of these effects. Special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or graveyard. Set one spell/trap from your deck that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon with a different name from the cards you control and in your graveyard. So there's lots of potential there for just going ham, but, you know, possible downfall. The Ultimate Creature of Destruction. Target one Blue Eyes monster you control this turn. That face-up monster is unaffected by card effects except its own. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any monsters it battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. Well, this card is in your graveyard. If you normal summon or special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Very good, and it is a normal trap. You can maybe pop off trap trick style, just go hard with it. Destined Rivals. Very, very cool little, you know, art piece here in general, and the effect's pretty fun. But, you know, it's them clashing the Blue Eyes and the Dark Magician, you know, Yugi Kaiba sauce right there. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician, negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent controls until the end of this turn. You can only activate one Destined Rivals per turn. Very cool, though. Very cool. You know, is its potential mega huge for other decks? Not really, other than, you know, Blue Eyes and Dark Magician, but it is what it is. Infinite Impermanence, another card that is just pure amazing sauce that you want to see, you want to have, you know, in almost all your decks. Something I usually kind of stay away from in terms of my generic-y deck profiles, just because I like to explore ideas. But of course, if you're hitting mainstay kind of tournament-y sauce, this is some stuff you'll probably need. So a great place to get it is this deck. Especially, you know, there's lots of nostalgia here. You got the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, bam, bammy whammy, stuff like that. The different arts, all the little nostalgia pieces, new and old. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, just an absolute little beast here, for sure. I do love all the different kind of interpretational art, and a lot of it is referential pieces to the anime and stuff like that, of course. The Destined Rivals, stuff like that. Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, absolutely saucy as well. You gotta love the kind of, you know, it's Cyber Dragons have that idea, too, of, like, a big boss 3-head monster, but then they're like, also, you know, a little less saucy 2-head monster, stuff like that. Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, very nice. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. I also love just how they've brought so much of that extra deck potential to the Blue Eyes stuff, and not just kind of one direction. You know, you get the synchros, the fusion, the ritually sauce, you know. They're pulling in some Link stuff. We got the bonus cards. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, the rule cards. And Azure Eyes Silver Dragon. This card is just an absolute monster. If this card is special summoned until the end of the next turn, neither player can target dragon monsters you currently control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effects. Once per turn during your standby phase, you can target one normal monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Lots of potential there, not even just with Blue Eyes. And a Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, which is kind of funny to throw in, but of course it's, you know, dragon sauce. And then you got the rarest cards of them all, the bonus nonsense promotional cards that you think that they could throw a code on for Duel Links, for Master Duel, for any of it, literally. Instead of just scan here to learn some tech. Of course, if you want to scan that little QR code, have fun with that. Have fun with that beginner's guide. But just an absolute powerhouse of a structure deck. Of course, it's, you know, a decent price for getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Or even just for experienced players. Lots of great, you know, tech, like the Infinite Impermanence, the Called by the Grave, the Effect Veilers, stuff like that. You know, that generic sauce that is just great in basically every deck. Ash Blossom, I think we passed it there, but yeah, you know. But of course, if you like this kind of content, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like I said, we will be doing a Blue Eyes, you know, like deck profile soon, as well as a bunch of updates for old deck profiles and a bunch of new ones coming. The Big Bob's deck, you know, it's still in the works. We're cooking with lots of different ideas. Just been working on a lot of different stuff, a lot of you know, stuff going on. But we do have some ideas maybe for some live streaming and or potential, you know, videos of gaming, you know, card related gaming. That'd be Master Duel, TCG Player, possibly with the Yu-Gi-Oh mod or not, stuff like that. Maybe Inscription, Get Yoked or whatever looks pretty funny. There's lots of like TCG-ish kind of games out there, trading card games. So let me know if that's something you're interested in seeing. Otherwise, you know, check out our membership program. For a few dolans, you can support the channel and get some bonus features, some bonus content, and it helps support the channel a ton. Same with, you know, just doing everything you can, hitting that like, comment, share, subscribe, notification bell. Otherwise, stay tuned and check out our other content in the meantime. And thanks for watching. Peace.